All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Lang Trading Chat Room. Hope you guys had an amazing day yesterday. Ready to rock and roll and get back at it again today. As always, if you're new to me or something like this, I'm going to start off with the market bias. I'm going to take a look at the SPY and the QQQ, determine which way we think the markets are going to head today. After that, I'm going to take a look at the favorites list on the right-hand side of the screen right here. We got the long ideas in green. We got our short ideas in red. After we review that list, market will be open, so we will be ready to trade. As always, we will be practicing proper money management. You're not going to get rich quick or earn while you learn. You got to do this the right way, and that is by practicing that proper money management. So make sure you guys are doing that. Make sure you guys are having your own trading plan, following your own rules. You don't want to be relying on anybody else to make decisions for you. So make sure you guys have that trading plan. You are improving upon it, getting better at it, making it better. So with that, let's get going on the markets, guys. So quite the bullish day yesterday. SPY and Q's both just gapped up and ripped higher. Just no quit in them, just ripped all day. So now we're gapping down just a little bit here. Basically flat open on the Qs, gapping down a little bit more on the SPY. So kind of just expecting a little bit of chop here. Ran right up into this resistance in like that 412, 413 area on the SPY. Got a lot of junk up here. Got some obvious buying pressure coming up on the way here. So I'm expecting just kind of a little inside day, a little bit of chop. So Q, same sort of thing. We got the stalled resistance up in this 320, 321 area. So kind of just expecting a little bit of chop. It is Friday, people might be calling it an early weekend, might slow down a little bit quicker than usual. So there's no news or anything that's going to really shake up the markets too much. We got some Michigan consumer numbers, but other than that, it should be good on the news front. But yeah, kind of just expecting an inside, a little bit of a choppy day, a little bit of a resting day after such a large move up. So leaning towards the bearish side, just because, like I said, we are very extended, gapping down a little bit. A bit of a pullback would not be a huge surprise. So leaning towards the bearish side, but for the most part, we're just kind of expecting a little bit of chop and slop today. So we're going to be trying to find that relative strength, see if we can get something on its own page. SPY, what remains that I'm watching is 41.62 to 41.68. Let's check out this real fast. 41.62 to 60. Yeah, it's right in this. Right in this area up here. Right in this 41.60. So yeah, same thing. It's basically on the SPY. It's basically the like 416 to 415 area. So yeah, right up here, getting definitely an area of resistance, getting rejected up here. So we're gonna need a little more pressure to fight through this. So yeah, just kind of going in with the bearish, neutral inside day at the moment. How you doing, Trails? What's up, my man? Making some money today? I'm going to. No, I can't guarantee that, but I'm gonna try to. First stock on the gap list is Intel. So Intel's gapping up about 6%. It's not into a clear void. See, it's gapping right up into a little bit of junk up here in this $32 area. So while it is a pretty solid gap, gapping up 6%, it is on a little bit of junk. So not super hot to trot on this one, but definitely worth watching. Definitely one of the stronger stocks out there. So Intel does look good if it can show us a little bit of strength, get a little bit better on that daily chart there. Next up, we have CL. So CL actually does look really nice. Probably the best gap of the day. Not doing great volume, but it is gapping up into a nice void, not extended over this red bar pivot. So it does have quite a few things going for it. So I do like the CL. It's probably going to be my favorite gap of the day. So watch the CL close, especially over that 78.50 area. Like it a lot. So there it is, CL, and then we have XOM. So XOM is gapping up just a little bit here. One sec, guys. Okay, so XOM is gapping up about a 0.5%, so just over this little resistance at like 117. Should have room up to this gap fill like 118. So keep an eye on this one. It's kind of chopping around here in the market in the morning, pulling in a little bit more. So as long as it stays over that 117 area, I do like it. It has a little bit of a void. Maybe you can get it up to 119, but I think 118 is probably the safest area for a target there. So keep an eye on the XOM as long as it stays over that 117 area. And good morning, Yasuki. Good morning, good morning. It's a Friday morning, gonna end the week on a good note. It's been a good week so far. Been a pretty good week, so we'll keep that trend going. But next idea on this list, net gapping down. This one's gapping down quite a bit, man. 25%. So it's gonna be a little bit extended, almost to the point where it's gonna be a novice gap where you could go long on it. So just be mindful of how big of a gap that is and where it's gapping to. It's gapping into some support. So this one could end up bouncing. So keep an eye on it, but yeah, watch the net maybe for a novice gap down. And then next up we have FSLR. So I like FSLR quite a bit actually. It is gapping into this trend line support, so maybe a little bit of concern there, but for the most part, I think this thing should have easy room down to about 180. So 180 is the spot where we're going to try to trade this FSLR down to. What is that, like $5 of room? So it does good range, all that stuff. So gapping into a nice void. So yeah, keep an eye on the FSLR down to that 180 area. Next up, we have Snapchat. So this this is a really nice gap, guys. 17%, so a little bit on the wide side, but gapping under multiple pivots. Got room down to about $8. So we have like 60 cents to play with. Average day is about 50 to 60 cents. So I like this snap quite a bit. It's a nice gap. Trading it down to like $8 is going to be the goal today. So watch that before we move lower. Next up, we got SoFi. Man, SoFi, I really like the hourly chart the most, honestly. See how it just ripped higher yesterday and just completely chopped around, putting a little bull flag. Now it's gapping up over that, up right into this resistance of like 628. If it gets over there, there's really nothing holding it back until it gets to like $7. So I like SoFi breaking out of this downtrend, making some higher highs, higher lows. So keep an eye on the SoFi, especially over that 628 area. Next up, we have COF, Capital One Financial. So this is actually a pretty nice gap down, gapping under multiple pivots. Got room down to about 87, $88. So keep an eye on this one. Like I said, it's a nice gap into a pretty solid void in a downtrend. So the support down here at $88 is pretty significant. You got a double bottom, so I'm not going to be trying to get it to go any lower than that, but down to that spot does look good. Has some good range, about $3 a day. So keep an eye on the COF down to that $88 mark. So next up is pins. This one's gapping down right to this 200 moving average, right into a lot of support. So not my favorite gap, but still worth having on the list. It is gapping down into somewhat. If this moving average wasn't here, it would be more of a void. So it does. If it gets going, it could drop under like to 24, maybe $23. But at the moment, not my favorite idea, just because it is gapping into quite a bit of support and that moving average right there. All right, so guys, markets are open. Markets are open. Looks like I was taking a little bit longer on that list than I normally do. So last idea real fast here is this AYX. And this one, I don't know where this one's gapping down to. This was gapping down. Gap down to 42. Okay, so just opened up. So 18% gap down. A little bit of a big gap. A little bit of maybe has room to like $40. Keep an eye on it. Kind of a backup idea. So that is the list. You ever trade CFDs? I do not. So I trade pretty much strictly just stocks, especially for day trading. Like in this stream's purpose, I am strictly just trading stocks. So, guys, Intel's moving up pretty good at the moment. So SPY and Q's both pushing up a little bit here. So, guys, I really like the CL. CL's already up a lot. So hopefully CL doesn't go too much higher right here, because I really do like this one. This was a nice gap. Favorite gap of the day. The description of technical trading is similar to mine. Yeah, I mean, I'm a pattern day trader, man. I'm looking at these higher time frames, the hourly, the 15, or the daily, the hourly. I'm trying to determine a trend, trying to get myself into a void so I don't have anything. Like, look at this, man. This is a nice void. It's just going to go too much too soon. But yeah, once I get that trend, you get that nice void. You have nothing holding you back. All it takes then is just a good pattern. So yeah, I mean, it's not. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I didn't come up with the strategy on my own, but it is a very good strategy, especially because you can just see it work right in front of your eyes. That's what I love about this. Like, trading sometimes is so it works so well. Sometimes you're like, wow, it just really is mind-boggling. Like, I'll draw like a resistance line on the chart, and then the stock goes and hits right at that resistance line and bounces, and you're just like, wow. It's impressive how accurate it is sometimes. And sometimes, I mean, it doesn't work. Sometimes you just can't predict the market. The market just does stuff that is irrational. I mean, that's part of trading. We're not trying to be right 100% of the time, man. If you can be right 50% of the time, when you're right, like whenever you're right, your winners are twice as big as your losers. You'll be one of the greatest traders of all time with a 50% batting average. That's all you need. It's really not asking a whole lot out of people. Just making sure guys, FSLR, it's going right here. So a little bit extended off the open. So yeah, not great there, guys. Snapchat doesn't look too bad. Snapchat under low of the day, if it gives me a pattern right here, we'll consider that. It's got about half its range left. It has room to $8. So yeah, watch Snapchat lower. I like that quite a bit. Hey, I appreciate you, Trails. I appreciate you giving me a boost, bro. Yeah, I'm just trying to help people out. There's a lot of fluff out here in the markets. A lot of people trying to sell strategies that aren't worthwhile or just aren't what they say they are. I'm not trying to do that, man. I'm not trying to convince somebody that they can make $1,000 off a $10 trade. Like, that's just not feasible, not reasonable. Like, this is a challenging business. There's a lot to it. Whether they say like 90% of traders fail or something like that. Like, I don't think that's a true stat. That is not a true stat. I think there's some truth to it. I think 90% of people who try trading fail, but not all those people are traders. You can't just open a brokerage account, start buying some intel or whatever, and call yourself a trader. Like, a trader has a trading plan. They have a process. They have a system. And that's what makes a trader. If you count the people that actually do that, the traders that actually have a system and process, I bet it's probably closer to like, I don't know, 20 or 15% of traders who fail. Once you have a system and a process, it makes things a lot easier. All those 90% of traders fail. It's like, well, you know what? 80% of those traders weren't actual traders in the first place, so they don't really count. There's my 2 cents of the day. I see that stat way too much. 90% of traders fail. It's like, no, they aren't actual traders, so it doesn't count. All right. Not seeing much from my list right now, guys. This AYX is a little bit of a range concern. Pins is it's not in a bad spot. You can watch pins. It is another one that has a range concern though. Capital One moving up. SoFi looking lower. Snapchat. Guys, Snapchat does look good actually. I want to watch this Snapchat. 846. You go with like a 20-cent stop loss. 866. Guys, watching this Snapchat. It's my top watch right now. Snapchat, 846, 866. Let me get my order ready for this. It's going right here. So you could have gotten that. It was, as a 1 minute pattern, this is a little bit. If this was a 5 minute pattern here, I would have been in it. But as a 1 minute pattern, I really was not rushing to get into that thing. I'm not trying to rush into that by any means. So hold off there. FSLR moving lower by a lot. Man, Exxon is just ripping. What a beast. Not much to do with it. There wasn't a great pattern on this at all. It's just been straight green bars. So, like I said, not much to do with it, but it ripped. And all my long ideas just kind of popped off and chopping around now. So it's going to be a little bit tough getting into some of these trades with the range concern that they have. I don't know if Pepsi's doing much. Honeywell, did they actually get some volume in here? A little bit, potentially. Alright, I'll keep an eye on them. Why not? My list really is not looking great. And one more thing, guys, I didn't mention this earlier. I'm going to be getting off this stream pretty quickly here. So I'll stay on just past 10 o'clock. I'm not going to stay until the full 10:30, 11 o'clock like I normally do. I'm going to be calling it a day pretty quickly. So be mindful of that, guys. Guys, this Pepsi actually doesn't look too bad. A little bit of a spread here, but look at the 5-minute 3-bar play forming. I like it quite a bit, actually. Considering, how you doing, Casey? Good morning, good morning. I will look at that trade in just 1 second. Give me a minute here. I might consider this Pepsi, guys. 190.37. Yeah. I would have liked to see a retest of the VWAP. Maybe come back and then get bought up again, but it really hasn't been tested here at all, so not rushing into that. Intel's pulling in pretty good. CL is, CL's gonna be fun. God, I really like this. I really did. You see how it already ran up right into resistance? Like I was saying earlier, man, look at it. It just ran right into resistance. Now it's hanging out. Probably gonna hang out for the rest of the day. Just because of how extended that first move was. Net. You can watch this one lower, but it's going to need to rest for a little while. 1 minute breakdown is not enough. Not enough there. FSLR, another one where it's like, it gives us a great pattern. Maybe we trade it down to 170. Like I said, it's going to need to give us a good pattern. Snap is probably my top watch, actually. Snapchat's probably the top watch here. Be low of the day, 20-ish cent stop loss. So keep it on the Snapchat lower, guys. On Snap lower. And yeah, I don't see much else. Yeah, watch Snap lower. Markets are, SPY's moving up, Qs are moving down. So we got quite the divergence in the SPY and Qs right now. Look at that. SPY's been straight up, Q's been straight down. So quite the divergence in the markets. Not making for picking directions. Not making it easy to pick the direction. Has this 1 minute buy setup on Intel. A little bit interesting. Kind of just triggered in there. Go, give a 70-cent stop loss. A little bit tempting, but it is aggressive. A little bit tempting, but aggressive, no doubt. Especially because if I'm leaning one way in the markets, I'm probably leaning towards the short side. Coming up right into yesterday's high of the day, so might get a little bit of a pullback here in the SPY. Qs are already looking weak, so we can watch this. Yeah, it's tough. That's tough. CL kind of bouncing a little bit. Exxon. Man, Exxon already had a really big day. This thing could go higher, but it is getting into that next area of resistance right there. And that Snapchat's probably the top watch still. Like I said, still do like Snapchat quite a bit. 841 by, I give it a 24-cent stop loss. 865. Pretty good protection there. What do we need out of that? Support really at 813. Yeah, 805-ish maybe. Hey guys, watch this Snapchat. I like it quite a bit. It's looking weak. Markets are looking a little bit weak. We still have quite the divergence in the SPY and Qs, but like I said, I think SPY is due for a pullback here. So I don't see much on the long side. So just watch the Snapchat short. Really, my top watch. Only thing I'm really watching here. 5 minutes looking good. Yeah, watch Snapchat. Snapchat under low of the day. Alright, let me check out this BR real fast. BR long at 37, so looks like it's in a good trend so far. Nice, all-time high it looks like almost, at least 37 by 34.80. So yeah, got a stop loss right under this little shelf right here at 35. Looks good. Target at 39. Not a super extended target, not a super extended move. So yeah, this is pretty solid. Really nice, solid trend. Getting in the high of the day. Got some protection on the stop loss. Not a super extended target. So yeah, not bad on the BR. I don't know what this is. Health tech. Haven't traded that one before, but yeah, not bad. Good volume. Yep. Nice. Good stuff. All right. Snapchat moving up a little bit. Honestly, this is not a problem just yet. Especially if this thing gets engulfed, puts in like a bottoming tail or topping tail, that honestly make me like it that much more. So, still watching the Snapchat, but just not as good as it was. And the CL is popping. CL is popping. You can watch net short still. You can still watch net short. Not a ton of range at all. Actually, it's exceeded the range, but otherwise, it doesn't look too bad. It's definitely weak. Most of the time, see, this is what I was talking about on Snap. This is honestly exactly what I want to see. This is going to confirm the weakness. This thing comes all the way back down to 841. Whew, I am in there like swimwear. So watch the Snapchat for that. For moving back to the low of the day. And watch the Snap. Man, Pepsi's doing a good job. Could have got in that. I would have been about a 50-cent stop loss or so, up 60 cents. Not too bad. Not too bad. Right, so we are 15 into the day, so get off that 1 minute chart. Well, all right, back to the Snap. Back to the Snapchat. See if you can't get this thing back to the low of the day, man. So that would be, if I give it 20 cent stop loss there. Keep an eye on that one. This list hasn't been too exciting this morning. Has not had a whole lot of opportunity. That Pep was probably the best thing out, and that was aggressive. SPY might is trying to go higher still, it looks like, actually. Still looking like it's trying to get up to that actual high from yesterday. We'll see how strong this thing really is, because Qs are pretty weak. Quite the divergence this morning. Yeah, I'm thinking I should have just stayed in bed and not traded today. It was just well, inside day so far. It's an inside day action, you know. All right. So yeah, Snapchat's really the main thing on my list. So I'm watching Snapchat. Honestly, it's getting to the point where you could probably consider this a sell setup. Get in 852 by high of the day. I'd probably do a pre-market high if I did that. Like 28 cents. You need just over 820-ish. Trading that CAH. I was watching CAH earlier. I almost put a position in for a swing trade here, but that threw me off. Those had earnings soon. I was like, I'm probably going to hold it for more than 6 days, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. But yeah, CAH right over this resistance area looks pretty. I mean, I was really. It took a lot out of me to not take this, but I mean, the earnings is just it's not something I want to deal with. So looking at 83, so you're getting it up here. 83 stop loss is 78.60. So good stop loss underneath this shelf. I like that. 83 target up to 89. So a bit of a wide target. Actually, I guess that's pretty solid area. $90 is when this resistance really starts to creep in. So 89 should be a good spot. So yeah, the CEH looks good. The reason I didn't take it, like I said, because of earnings. I don't like to hold anything through earnings. So I'm not going to be taking that, but I mean, this looks good. I had it on a watch list. I had an order in for it even. I canceled it because of that earnings. So nice little play there. Not a bad little play. Yeah, guys, I'm watching this sell setup on Snapchat, but also it's really not a sell setup right now. I need like one more move, one more high or low. About 50% retracement there, so yeah, not bad. But keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on Snapchat sell setup. Net, same thing. Net putting in the sell setup here as well. See, I don't like net as much though because it doesn't have as much range. Snapchat still has over half its range, or not over half, but has about half its range left. So net does not. Net has already exceeded its range. Same with pins. AYX is bouncing. Running pep. All right. Give me one sec, guys. All right. There we go. Watching the snap, really, guys. Not much else going on here. Intel's trying to find a bottom, maybe. Again, this one's going to be a little bit tough with that, how big it popped that first bar. So, CL hanging out. Exxon pulling back. We already talked about all these shorts, basically. So, yeah, just watch the Snapchat. Don't have a whole lot for you guys. What else is going on? Anybody watch the draft last night? Anybody see the draft? Some good stuff. Yeah, I was actually at the draft. It was a pretty cool experience, you know. Got to spend some money. Man, had a whole festival there. It was crazy. It's cool though. You got to see the Panthers muck up the first pick with Bryce Young. That was cool. Congrats. Where's Tony at, bro? Tony's got to be happy. Tony, big Texans guy. They ended up getting the quarterback that they needed. You know what I like though, man? I like that Anthony Richardson pick by the Colts. I think that might be my favorite pick of the draft. I think that's going to be interesting. Anthony Richardson on the Colts. Guys, watch this Snapchat as well. It's doing really exactly what I want it to do here. I'm not getting in until it breaks this green bar. I want some confirmation, but I'm going to be watching this 852 by about 880. 852 by 880. Watch it. 852 by 880. Mother trucker. It's going right here. It's not giving me the option with this. Yeah, this thing, I really didn't want to get in before that bar triggered, so I'm going to hold off on this. I don't like how that 1 minute triggered either, just one big red bar down. I would like to see a little bit of a bounce at VWAP and then lower, so I'll wait for the low of the day on this at this point. No problem with waiting for low of the day on Snap. I was going to try to sneak in with the buy set or sell setup if it gave me a nice one, but it doesn't look like it's going to do that, so just waiting for that sell setup here. Probably go get it a little bit of room, extra room on there. Give it about 25 cent stop loss. Yep. All right. So looking at 841 by 866. That's what we're watching on the Snapchat. 841 by 866. The only thing I'm really liking right here, markets are moving up. SPY actually broke yesterday's high, so not an inside day on the SPY. Qs are definitely still an inside day. So yeah, see this. I didn't like how this triggered on the 1 minute. One big red bar down. This is, I want to see a little bit of chop and then a break. So I'm gonna wait for low of the day on Snap. Waiting for low of the day. All right. Otherwise, guys, Exxon Mobil putting a little buy setup. Putting in a bit of a buy setup. So watch that, but again, this is going to be a range concern. Already at its average range, right at that resistance over here at 120-ish. So just be mindful of those things. About a 75 cent stop. So you got. Guys, keep an eye on this Exxon Mobil. I'm gonna watch this thing. I'm gonna watch Exxon Mobil. What's some other energy stocks doing? Looking higher on EQT, PXD. Looking a little bit higher on some of these oil stocks. So yeah, guys, keep an eye on that XOM. This thing could definitely pop some more. Definitely been one of the stronger oil stocks here recently as well. So this sector's moving. It's likely that XOM is going to be one of the leaders there. So keep an eye on this thing. Keep an eye on the Exxon Mobil. Like I said, maybe about $1 stop loss. You want to get a little bit of room here. You got literally right too high today. So yeah, keep an eye on Exxon, guys. Keep an eye on Exxon. Still watching the Snapchat short, but it's not looking as good now. Needed to get down to that low of the day again. SoFi is not looking good. Yeah, I don't see much else. Not a big fan of anything else right here. Intel just kind of chopping around. It's bouncing a little bit. Maybe you could consider getting in Intel over like this $32 area. It's not a terrible idea. Like 50 cent stop loss or so. You need back to the high of the day. You can watch it on Intel, but like I said, not the world's best idea. There goes Exxon, if you like it. There's something about that buy setup. I said, not the world's worst idea, but it does have its issues. Under resistance, already at range, so it's got its issues. Guys, Snapchat though, I want to watch this Snapchat. Like I said, about a 24-cent stop loss. 841 by 865. 841 by 865. Watch it. Still my favorite idea at the moment. Snapchat. This thing is down a lot. 19% gap down. What's that hourly chart looking like? Like I said, it does have some room to drop a little bit more though. Really, the support doesn't really come in until this $8 mark. So, yeah. Even on that snap, I do like it. Like I said, it's going to be my top idea at the moment. Markets are still trying to move up a little bit here. The SPY is still at high of the day. Qs are trying to move up a little bit. So I'm getting a little bit extended up here on the SPY, running right into this resistance area. So could get a pullback here soon, which would help out Snap. It's kind of what we want. One sec. Something about that. Doggo's being the doggo. All right. So yeah, Snapchat. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this order ready. 841 by 865. 841 by 865. Target is going to be 820 something or less. 817. All right, perfect. All right, give this thing a little bit of room here. There we go. All right. I shouldn't put this order in just yet. I'm going to wait just a moment on the Snapchat here. I really like it to come down to 840 and test that area. I don't really want to get in if it just breaks down and tags me in, you know. I'm going to hold off just for a little while. Don't see anything else on my list though, so I don't think I'm missing much. That's good. It's already 10 o'clock, so I'll probably be on here for another, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes or so. And it's gonna call it a day, call it a week, should call it a month, I guess. Man, this is the last day of April. Last day of the month. How'd you guys do this month? Let's see, I am plus 60 cents. Phew. Absolute break-even month, man. Absolute break-even month for me. It has been choppy to say the least. So honestly, ending this month break-even, I'm not even mad about that. I think we managed it well. It was quite a bit of chop and slop, man. Quite a bit of chop and slop. So we didn't lose anything. That's good. We didn't take a step backwards. Just kind of got chopped around this month. We took 29 trades, ending up 0.06 R. So literally just brutally break even. All right, guys, getting ready to get this Snapchat order in there. It's looking a lot better here. Like I said, markets are struggling at the high from yesterday, so coming into that resistance could get a little bit of a pullback there. So, I'm watching the Snapchat, looking pretty solid. All right. Don't see, like I said, much else on my list. You can watch the net maybe, but it's all the way back at high today, so got to question how weak that really is. Let's try this 1 minute again. I just want it to come down just another couple pennies. Test. Intel's looking lower, CL lower. Exxon Mobil's trying to grind up higher. It's trying. Net, high today. FSLR was already a big move. SoFi junk, COF junk. So, there's really not much on my list right now. If you guys have any ideas, be my guest. Put it out there. But otherwise, I'm going to continue to watch this Snapchat, man. Let's see. Just run this thing in the ground. How many people have Snapchat? It's been open since 2010. Anybody in here got some Snapchat? That'll tell me about the age. Alright, guys, there it is. Ooh. Alright, order is in there on Snapchat. Looking like it's going to test the area we needed to. Snap 841 by 865. Snap. Like I said, I would really prefer it not trigger on this 5-minute bar. Give me a little bit more chop, and I'll be happy. And that sell setup's looking better and better. 28 cent stop loss, you're down about 10 cents or so. Ooh, baby. Snapchat. Let's see about it. I'm going to run through the rest of this list real fast. Intel, chopping. There's Exxon Mobil, man. It's getting up there. Like I said, it would have been 85 cents would have been the tightest stop. I mean, it's already up 66, so it's doing a damn good job. FSLR. Yeah, I don't see anything else here, guys. So, just watching that Snapchat. Got the order in there. Has not triggered just yet. And I really just have not been trusting buy setups lately. Don't know what it is. But I mean, that's a clean buy setup on XLN. Can't deny that. Could have gave it $1 stop loss. It needed, like I said, just over that resistance there. So, not a bad idea. Another buy setup that didn't trust. Doing good volume today on earnings. So, could have got that one. 85 cents, up 80 cents. Alright. Guys, markets are moving on up right here. Trying to breaking out over high today. Honestly, I kind of do like that. Snapchat is just hanging out low today, so looking really weak on Snapchat. So we get any move lower, this thing should be good to go. Should be good to go if we're gonna move lower. So, oh shit. Man, scanning through this list, there's nothing else I like. So it's pretty much Snapchat or nothing at this point. Like I said, I'm going to be calling it a day pretty quickly here. So it really is going to be a Snapchat or nothing type of day. I'm going to do some scanning on this S&P list real fast, see what the fat man's up to. Microsoft having a nice day. Looking a little bit higher here, actually. So you could consider Microsoft over high today. Apple. Yeah, Apple's pretty extended. Nvidia struggling. Tesla doing nothing. Facebook, Amazon. So yeah, not a whole lot going on with that list. You're looking at Microsoft, Casey. I'm assuming you're going long on this thing. You see long 307 stop loss, 290 target, 330. Is that what you're about to type in? 307, 290, target of like 334. I can predict your mind. All right, charters, big day. Damn, CMCSA is just ripping the past 2 days. Man, just ripping Scotty Pippen. All right. Otherwise, PayPal doesn't look bad. PayPal just had a nice, decent little breakout. I don't see much of. Man, markets are ripping higher right here. Big move up on the SPY and the Qs. So entry Microsoft 306. So I was close. So 306. Ooh, you got the tight stop on this one, 301. So you're almost looking at like an hourly chart here. So if it breaks this shelf at 302, you're pretty much in there. 301, target 312. So yeah, this is a shorter term trade for you for sure. Doesn't look too bad though, actually. It only has another 2% to get up to 312. So yeah, that could get there today. Even the markets continue being as strong as they are right now. Yeah, that's not a bad one. Not a bad one. Yeah. There's the XON. Like I said, you would have been 1 penny from target. 1 penny from target if you use that tight stop. Honestly, got Snapchat's looking better. I really think that Snapchat is looking a little bit better right here. Now that it bounced that low of the day, like if it triggers here, I'm gonna be pretty happy about it. So, got the one order on Snapchat. That's what we're doing today. Oh man, impressively strong these markets. I did not expect this, honestly. After yesterday's massive move up, I thought we'd get a little bit of chop. Might struggle on this 413 a little more, but it's going. There's no quit in it. Like I said, I don't even know what's leading this market up. Is it Microsoft, basically? Is that it? Thoughts on the run, that's about it. Oh, man. Qs are almost out of the inside day here as well, man. We need... Oh, we're right at it. Literally right at the high from yesterday. 320.86 is a high from yesterday. We literally just hit that on the penny. So we are right at that high from yesterday on the Qs. You're looking at AFL long. This is Aflac, I think it is. Aflac. Yeah. Aflac. The duck. Alright. We got AFL 70. Okay, well, right off the bat, man, this is a wide range move. Yesterday's move was not, like, that was the biggest day this thing looks like it's ever had. So, a little bit extended getting it up here 70. Stop loss is 67. So I guess your stop loss isn't in a horrible spot. You might have this little bit of what was support resistance might act as support, so that might save you. But man, this thing is extended. You're right at that 50% retracement area. So yeah, that thing could very easily come back, tag you out before it goes higher. So a little bit extended here. And you're coming up into a little bit of junk here. You see this was like a stage 3. So between like 70 and 74 bucks, there's a lot of price action up here. So not in the clearest void either. So you're a little bit suspect on the AFL. Target 73, so right in the thick of it. So not a terrible idea. I mean, definitely a strong stock, trending higher. Weekly looks better. Yeah, I mean, it's trending higher on the weekly, so this thing could just rip right up to 74, 75, but where it's at on this daily chart. It might have to rest a little bit before getting there. But not a bad. I mean, you're getting into a strong stocks. That's always good. Always good to trade with the trend. I think that might be one of the best features, Casey. You are a trend trader. You trade the trend. If something's moving higher, you're going to ride that wave. That's honestly a pretty good strategy, I'd say. Just not trying to be the first person in the stock. You're just trying to ride that wave up a little bit, scalp out some of your profits, and let it ride. Not a bad idea. Just every now and then you might get bit just because it could be a little bit. Hey, there's something about these buy setups that I need to review over the weekend. I can't get myself to take any of them. None of them. I mean, this was not a bad play, man. Could have gave it about $1 stop, maybe a little bit tighter if you want to get out before target, and it ripped right to it. Really no issues. Doing great volume. Range was the only main concern. So, not bad on the Exxon. Not bad on the Exxon. Scalping out an R would have definitely been justifiable there. So, nonetheless, still got the order in on Snapchat. So, this will probably be the only trade I take today. So, and I am going to be calling it a day here in about 5 minutes or so, guys. So, I will be off the mic, off the stream in about 5 minutes. You got any questions, comments, concerns? Make sure you throw them up in the chat log. Whew. Man, honestly, I was tempted to just not come in today. I thought about it. I did. I said, you know what? Why not? It's not going to hurt me to stop in for a little bit, 45 minutes to an hour or so. It doesn't take much out of my time. Hopefully we get a trade though, man. I'd really like to get this Snapchat short. Hopefully we can get Snapchat short. Otherwise, it's going to be a sit on hands day. It's always boring. You know what? Sometimes being bored is not a bad thing. I feel like a big part of trading is kind of boring. A lot of the time you just kind of sit here looking at charts, waiting for stuff to happen. We're only trading for a very small percentage of the time. A lot of the time you're just being patient, you're just waiting for your pitch. You're just letting them go by, watching them. Not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. And you get that one that is and you swing, you get it. So, look at these markets. Very bullish today. Much more bullish than what I expected. Much more bullish than what I expected. Now we're getting up on the Qs into the major resistance at 321.60. So now we're getting into that big resistance. Man, we break out of that. We got room to run. We get going up here and get over 321.50. We got room to run. SPY needs to get over like 415, 416, but that's only like $1 or $2 away. So we could potentially break out in the SPY, but I don't know. I don't see us getting through that resistance today. Not on a Friday. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I could be wrong, but look how extended we are on this hourly chart. We are up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 green bars in a row, right into double top resistance. It's like, if we're looking at the odds and the stats, they do not support a breakout right here. Now, if we rest and get a little bit of correction, get a little bit of consolidation, then the odds are a little bit more lenient. But right now, right here, there's not a good chance this thing breaks out. And if it does, there's not a good chance there's going to be great follow through. It's going to put in a topping tail and roll over. So we will have to wait and see there. Wow, Casey, what's so wow? What happened? What are you wowing about over here? I'm interested. You just wow, Mondelez. Mondelez. Oh, you're getting it up here? I don't know. Oh, target. Oh, you're getting it down here. Well, I already missed your entry if you're getting in 74, so it might be a little bit tough. Stop loss is 64. Well, you want the wide stop. Target of 94. You need a big move out of this Mondelez. You need a real big move out. It's already had a pretty monster move, and you're asking it to do it again, so I'm not so sure about this one. I think this is going to need a correction before it goes any higher. You got a weekly chart. You're going to need some sort of pullback, so you might be in this one for a while. I mean, $10 stop on this thing. You got to know you're going to be in it for a while. That's a wide stop, so yeah, I mean, it's gapping up today on earnings. Good earnings, I suppose. Is that what you're wowing about? The gap up? Gapping up? Wow. And Snapchat keeps on moving up here, so I'm getting less excited about this thing. Oh, man, something in my eye. Damn. All right. So I'm probably going to be getting off. You didn't get in? Yeah. You gapped right over your entry. Yeah. Had a few of those. What was I watching earlier? It was Hymns. I was watching Hymns yesterday. Thought about getting in it right over here, but gapped up. The tweak. This is another one. I mean, it looked good. Nice breakout, but earnings in like 5 days. CAH, we talked about that one. This Clorox is another one that looks good. Has earnings recently, but not looking too bad. Got some open swing trades that are looking good. Monster. Ooh, baby. Monster's almost at that full second target. So good stuff there. ZBH. And hopefully this thing can break out eventually. Only got a couple more days before. So yeah, I'm going to be getting out of this on Monday. So if it doesn't break out today or Monday, I'm going to be getting out of that thing. But already locked in a little bit of profits on there. Monster, dude. Monster's a beast. I'm a big fan. Big fan. This thing's been treating me right. You're getting in at 56. A little bit extended up here. 56. Stop loss at 48. So you got a real wide stop loss. I mean, yeah, this thing, if it fails, if it stops out, it's going to roll over. So you're not worried about, or not worried about getting tagged out at all. So target is $70. Big target too. So not a bad idea on the Monster. Take a look at the weekly chart. I mean, this thing has been consolidating for a while, so we could have another big run up, but again, that is a real wide stop. We've been in this thing for quite a while, so be mindful of that. Going to be in that for quite a while. Guys in Snapchat, honestly looking pretty good right now. Got stopped tagged out at 860, so we'll see if it rolls back over and comes back to low today. I will. Obviously, my order's in there, so I'll be in there, but I will be liking this trade. So actually, I am going to go ahead and call it a day, guys. I'm going to get going. I'm going to leave the Snapchat order in here. I'll be keeping an eye on it. Probably leave it in for another 20 minutes or so. 20, 25 minutes. If it doesn't trigger, I'll cancel it, but I will update the Discord with that information. So if you haven't joined the Discord already, make sure you do that. It's in the link in the description down below. Free trading community. So make sure you check it out. You got nothing to lose. So yeah. The point figure. I was looking at that point figure when you sent it to me. It's interesting. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could do it. I'm not exactly sure what you're looking at, but I mean, if you got a strategy that works with it, you do you. I'm gonna stick to my candlesticks. This is what makes the most sense to me. So, I saw the moving average, so looking a little bit higher. So yeah, snapping those point figures, an interesting strategy. So if it works for you, then by all means keep doing it, my man. But like I said, make sure you guys check out that Discord. If you have any questions or comments, you can shoot me an email. My email is in the description below as well. So I'm going to call it a weekend, guys. I will be back on Tuesday. I will not be in on Monday. I'll be out of town, so don't have to worry about catching the stream on Monday. But we'll be back Tuesday, bright and early, ready to rock and roll, get back after it. Got a new month next week, starting May. So closing out the April month today. We'll be starting up May on Tuesday. So until then, have a great weekend, guys. Best of luck to you. Yeah, see you back here on Tuesday.